They spent billions of making Abuja beautiful. Flowers, shrubs, drainage systems to design these stunning and beautiful roundabouts and interchanges. And every single week, cattle would eat through the plants and cause a lot of damage on the landscaped areas. People also turned the medians into refuse dumps, and the spaces that were left were converted into football fields, where football players would kick balls into the path of oncoming traffic. In early 2024, Abuja asked a question: how do you protect a garden city when the very areas meant for beauty have become hazards? The answer: sometimes the most elegant solutions are the simplest. A fence, a walkway, a clear boundary. But this is infrastructure inside. So let's go and see. This is not just a fence. This is a comprehensive solution. For years, Abuja's vision of becoming Africa's greenest capital was being eaten alive, literally. While others saw beautification, some saw opportunity, an opportunity to dump, to destroy, to disregard. And where pedestrians had no designated paths, they created their own, often with tragic consequences. But in early 2024, something changed. The Federal Capital Development Authority, under direct ministerial supervision, launched an integrated solution that addressed all the challenges together. Abuja was never supposed to look like this. When architects designed this city in the 1970s, they gave Nigeria something unprecedented: a purpose-built capital city where infrastructure and nature would coexist. Green corridors were not decoration, they were part of the foundation. The botanical blueprint was as important as the roads themselves. But somewhere between the blueprint and reality, something was missing. You cannot effectively protect a garden without walls. Abuja sits at the crossroads of traditional cattle routes. Herders have moved their livestock through this territory for centuries. When the capital was built, no one designed barriers. We planted 50 million naira worth of vegetation at major interchanges with zero physical protection. This wasn't a cultural conflict, it was a design failure. We built appetizing gardens with open access and expected behavior to change through signage alone. The second failure was psychological. Once cattle damaged an area, residents reasoned, if it's already messy, what's a few more bags? The third failure is the most dangerous one. Interchanges are designed for cars to drive on, and pedestrians are supposed to be provided with dedicated pedestrian lanes. But where that is not the case, pedestrians will look for their own path to get up the interchange and then cross busy roads. They are going across high-speed traffic. The track you can see just behind me used to be a major pedestrian track. People would climb up and then go across the interchange. But as you can see, since this part of the fence got closed up, you will not be able to pass here anymore. And so pedestrians are now having to pass the properly designated paths that have been designed. It makes the area safer for the pedestrians, and accident rates have gone down tremendously in this particular area. It seemed like three problems managed by three different government agencies. But actually, it's one problem with three different symptoms. From the design, infrastructure failed to account for the management of human and animal behavior. The Federal Capital Territory Development Authority built the spaces. The Parks and Recreations Department beautified them. The Environmental Protection Board tried to keep them clean. But without coordination, without protection, without addressing the root causes, failure was engineered into the system. So the minister issued a directive: design a solution that takes care of all these problems at once, or don't even design at all. The fencing isn't just aesthetic, but strategic. It's tall enough to deter cattle activity. It takes a bit of effort to actually swing garbage, but also the see-through design that you see allows for free flow of traffic. One very important element that is integrated into the design of these green fences. If you want to see more infrastructure stories across Africa, stories about what we're building, what we're fixing, and what is being made possible, hit that subscribe button right now and give this video a like. Watch till the end and make your comments. So let's go ahead. The fence doesn't just say enter. It makes entering inconvenient enough that behavior naturally changes. But protection alone solves only two problems. The third required giving people what they'd been creating dangerously on their own. This is what good infrastructure looks like. These walkways don't fight human desire lines, they formalize them. FCDA studied where people were actually crossing, then built safe infrastructure to cover those points. Once fencing is complete for this interchange, they will begin to plant according to how they've already laid out. So these plants will be safer. They will not have cattle coming again to destroy the plants after 6 weeks. It's applicable to all other interchanges being done. These aren't random aesthetic choices. Every species was selected for Abuja's specific climate. Its dry season harshness, its intense sun, its soil composition. Parks and Recreation wasn't just decorating anymore. They were building sustainable ecosystems. The plants were now surviving because they now have a protective environment. This is what integrated design looks like. The fence stops cattle and deters dumping. The walkway guides pedestrians safely and prevents trampling. The plants thrive in protected zones. This isn't revolutionary technology, no billion-dollar innovation. It's fencing, it's concrete, it's plants. But it's fencing, concrete and plants deployed systematically with 3 agencies aligned under clear leadership, addressing interconnected problems with interconnected solutions. That's the actual innovation, coordination. Infrastructure doesn't just solve problems, it creates possibility. And in Abuja, the ripple effects of this system extended far beyond fences and walkways. The children didn't stop playing football. The system just gave them a safer place to play. Infrastructure that respects human behavior instead of fighting it. For the Abuja Environmental Protection Board, the fences created something they never had: defensible space. When someone attempts to dump at a fence location now, there's no ambiguity. It's deliberate, it's visible, it's enforceable. Perhaps the most profound change wasn't visible from the road. Now I need to be clear about something. Transformation is always an ongoing process. So we have to also recognize that which has not been finished yet. Phase 1 focused on central Abuja. All the major interchanges are actually 80-something% complete right now. Other communities deserve the same protection, the same safety, the same environmental quality. But each interchange costs millions to properly fence, landscape, and develop with walkways. Scale requires sustained political will, consistent budgetary allocation. But here's the truth. Challenges don't diminish achievements. So you know what's remarkable about this story? It's not just that the FCDA built fences, or that the Parks and Recreation planted more strategically, or that the Environmental Protection Board enforced better. It's that they understood something fundamental. Infrastructure works better when it addresses human behavior, not just their physical needs. The fences stopped the cattle, the walkways redirected people, and the education built the culture. Simple elements, sophisticated coordination. This is now being integrated into the design of every new flyover and interchange project being executed by the FCDA. The challenges aren't over. Satellite towns need better coverage, and their own infrastructure also needs completion. Behaviors take time to change completely, but the frameworks exist. This is what is possible when agencies work together as part of a system. When ministers lead with clarity, when infrastructure protects what it creates, when fences and walkways aren't just construction, but transformation. If you want more infrastructure stories from Nigeria and across Africa, hit that subscribe button now, like this video, and drop your opinion in the comments below. Abuja's green walls are not just protecting plants. They are solving a problem that other cities in similar situations can adopt. Cities that have had issues with cattle herding happening within the city, it saves crisis, issues that Nigeria has had to grapple with over the past couple of years, or the city of Abuja specifically has had to grapple with over the past couple of years. This story has taken us from chaos to order, from spending to sustaining, and from infrastructure to impact. This is infrastructure in sight. And this transformation is just the beginning. And thank you for watching this video. I'll see you in the next one.